importantly, we're trying to work with early stage entrepreneurs. These can be student entrepreneurs or few years into job and then quitting and trying to start up. uh, for an incubator, you earlier said empathy is very important for an entrepreneur, but for an incubator, which is an institutional mentor, right? So, what kind of values or what kind of practices, what are the things that we need to be conscious about while supporting early stage entrepreneurs?
I think the biggest one I would say is as an entrepreneur, their life is very, very hard. And they, like, as an example, right? When I'm talking to my board members, right? Sometimes, let's say I've made a mistake and they're beating down on me, or an investor, right? My reaction to them is, do you realize that who is going to be most worried about this thing? It's me. Who is more scared? It's not you. For you, it's a portfolio. For me, it's my life, right? I think even that empathy from you is extremely important. That I'm already worried, so help me figure it out versus beat me down kind of a thing, right? Guide me so that I can be successful because I can take as much help as possible.
Thanks, Ashutosh. SK, back to you.
Thank you, Raghuran. Uh, First, just wanted to know that in today's time, data privacy is became very sensitive issue, and most of our startup needs data to customize their services offering to their customers. But on the other hand, now they have the risk of being accused of data sensitivity. So, your advice to the entrepreneurs on the issue?
Anytime something is going on, any regulation, rules, laws, think of that as your strength, not your weakness. So data privacy regulations are there. So as an entrepreneur, especially as a tech entrepreneur, if you know how to anonymize that data, sanitize it, that becomes your strength. Uh, like in our case, we get the data from every enterprise. And yes, there were in the early days, some people will say that we are not going to give you the data. But then, one, we have to show them how we can anonymize it so that they don't have to worry about the privacy implication things. And second is if we can walk them through the value they will get out because of that. And once they realize both of these two things, they got comfortable. So today, 100% of our customers give us the data, and that has not been a problem. So use that as something to your advantage.
Sure. Thank you very much, Astos, for sharing your journey and motivating and encouraging our entrepreneurs and students. Thank you very much for taking time out from your busy schedule. We are very
No,
grateful. Thank you.
my pleasure. Thank you. Thanks for the invitation. And
Thank
good
you,
luck.
Ashutosh.
Congrats to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Moving forward in the event, now we have the presence of Dr. Ajay Garg, Senior Director of Ministry of Electronics and IT. Dr. Ajay Garg has been one of the support to IT Mandi Catalyst from now a long time. Ministry of Electronics and IT have supported Catalyst through Tide 2.0 scheme, through which we are enabling our entrepreneurs through the grant and the IR schemes. Dr. Ajay Garg, is a thought leader, trusted business growth strategist. He has worked with with various capacity with the government. Presently, he is serving in the capacity of senior director in Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. He has a rich and prolific career journey of 25 years in various administrative accountabilities. He has imbibed strong ethos of IITs as research scholar. Sir has carved out a mission to contribute for the optimal growth of economy by blending with technology and yielding innovation ecosystem. We are fortunate to have his presence today's event. I would like to invite Dr. Ajay Garg to share his kind words.
Thank you, Professor Chaube. It's a pleasure, and I'm again I missed a chance of visiting Mandi actually. Always wanted to actually visit an incubator situated under the direct guidance of the greatest innovation that mankind has made, that is the Himalayas. So it's I again missed it, but let me congratulate you on the onset for a very very novel concept which has been there for in the second year running, the Catalyst, where you are seeking technology solutions for sustainability of nature, using technology for solving local problems and finding solutions from deep tech world for the world that has been our bread and butter for ages, and that has been our so you are connecting new to the old, and that's exactly what is required when you talk about the startup ecosystem that is eastbound, that is Indian in ethos, and which is very different from Silicon Valley, which I'll talk about, uh, which I thought that should be the my focus today rather than talking about all general things. So, first of all, let's understand the first and the foremost, what I like to say is that Indian startup ecosystem in the last 1 or 2 years, thanks to various steps taken under the Startup India program or the Digital India program or various initiatives by the state governments, has actually matured out today. This is not for the reason that these are mere words or the Tide 1.0 has now lived a journey or Tide 2.0 is 18 months and Mandi has been doing extremely well. It is because of the type of technology interventions our startups have brought, the type of entrepreneurship zeal and enthusiasm that the ecosystem has actually has started showing results. 170 billion total valuation of the 70 odd unicorns, more than 20 billion flowing in this year, which is around 30% more than last year in the venture capital. The long the three IPOs or the three IPOs and the fourth in the pipeline for Mapma India, um, telling a story that that's the real maturity has started happening. And all this talks about that Indian startup ecosystem has started maturing and started contributing to the economy. And this is not for the reason that there's something which has been done in the startup India or well. That is because of the very deep sustainability and the values provided by our um, educational systems for long. And ITs have been one of those pioneering forms which have resulted in. So they were originally providing solutions for the West. Silicon Valley is famous that it has always used Indian talent for its own growth, but now they have started contributing internally to the Indian economy. But in spite of such maturity happening, still it's a long journey to happen, and still there are challenges that are required to be plugged in. The first and the foremost challenge is a market access and technology solving local problems. These are and they creating economic value. These are the two foremost, in my view, are the challenges which the startup ecosystem faces. The catalyst is one way where the procurement process has been rooted through an innovation ecosystem. And that's the change that have brought that you have connected the market to innovation. And that's exactly what is required as an enabling role uh, where the systems can play. We observed it very, very critically in the last 18 months with more than 70 odd challenges ran on the mighty startup hub. We started with a very novel attempt when the June was when India was in the strictest of first lockdowns, and we were looking towards finding Indian secure video conferencing solution for the government. We ran a challenge at the VC challenge, 1900, and we never thought that there can be an Indian VC which can challenge the Zooms and the Webex of the world. But surprisingly, 1982 startups applied under the challenge. Huh? Think of a thing that they had the whole robust video conferencing solution, or they proposed to have it. 1982 applicants applied. It took us whole lot of 4 months to actually come down, and we were supposed to come down to one. We, but we were forced to come down to four. Now the four of them are actually playing very, very different critical roles in the government. The one which I will be talking about, the VC challenge, more than a lakh government of India meetings have already taken place on that platform. 80 government of India ministries, line departments actually use the VC challenge. A VC solution coming from a very small time entrepreneur from a small town of LP in Kerala, a son of uh, a basic official in the Kerala government. That's the journey that one has to live. Now he's being, so the whole, now the Jal Shakti Mission challenge, or we ran the Bhumi challenge where we tried to find solution for the our forces. The world doesn't have an anti-drone solution where you can actually track an enemy drone and bring it down. Two Indian startups have that solution, which is being matured. That's the power which the challenge actually finds out the deep talent that is lying within the solution and solves problems for local. No one from outside can solve your problems, and challenges are one route. I'm very, very happy that the contribution made by IIT Mandi in our very, very uh, novel scheme called the Tide 2.0 has been enormous. Um, Let me tell you that you have not actually contributed as a tier two or a tier three. I don't know what group one or a group two or a group three center, but you have competed on with the five top brothers of the IIT fraternity, and most of the you I know come from those organization institutes also, and always must be looking towards that how does IIT Mandi becomes a IIT Mumbai or a IIT Kanpur or even a Stanford. And I hope that that's the time is not far that you will be actually with shoulder to shoulder with them. The second thing what I want to actually tell is that Tide 2.0 is also about translation of technology into commercial benefits. And that's exactly the purpose where we have connected the Institute of Higher Learning and Research to an entrepreneurship ecosystem. And I'm happy to see that such results are coming out of this, not only from IT Mandi, but from 45 of the 50 other centers. Thank you once for giving me this opportunity. I've been little vague on the subject, but okay, I was passionate, so I spoke out my mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Garg. In fact, you have been very on the dot, and you have given a very clear message to us and the entrepreneurs how to take the innovation journey forward. Thank you very much for taking time from your busy schedule. Thank you, Dr. Garg.
Thank you, Dr. Garg.
Now, moving forward with the event, we will be very fortunate to have uh, support of Himachal Pradesh Center for Entrepreneurship Development and Department of Industries in particular. Sri Rakesh Kumar Prajapati, Director of Industries, he has been a support to us in every way. He has been chief guest for our ninth exploration program, and he encouraged and motivated our startups. And he is very accessible whenever we reach out for any of support for our startup. He is a person who is always accessible and give ear to us. He We requested him also to join the event, and he was very willing to. Unfortunately, due to his family commitment, he could not make the live to the event, but he take time from his busy schedule and recorded a message for all the attendees for the event. I request the team to play the his video, his message.
speak on the occasion of the 5th edition of the college. And I trust much of the director writing the entire chemistry playing a role in building the startup ecosystem in Himachal Pradesh and in building a startup there.